Okay, right here we're looking at a 2016 Ford Expedition, the limited model. That's why you see the chrome everywhere. I'm gonna do a brief outline of the outside and then we'll take a look on the inside. Looking at the outside, obviously you see that it's black. You see that you have running boards. You see the chrome accent. The tires, these are 20-inch tires. They're 275 55 20s in the front and the back. You have disc brakes in the front and the back. Right now I have the hazard lights going so we can see what that looks like. The lights blinking. You have chrome in the front. And you have a little bit of chrome on the side. Like I said, you can see the chrome roof rack. And there's the blinkers in the back. You can also see more chrome back here. You have, this particular one has the tow package. It tows 6,600. It has a 28-gallon tank, which they say you get 16 city, 22 highway. And this is a 3.5 V6. Now let's open it up, take a look on the inside. In order to open it, just take your remote, your key fob, press it once, all the doors unlock. Go ahead and open it, take a look. Before we get in, you can see that you have power seats. They go, obviously, forward and back, up and down. You have your lumbar, and then this particular one has your memory seat. Leather, black on black, black on the outside, black on the inside. Take a look in here. Turn your hazards off right there. Close the door. On the door, you can lock your windows. You have all 4 window controls on the driver's side. The driver window is auto up and down. Here's your lock, and this controls your side mirrors, which a little press down, fold in. Both fold in. Simply push down again and they fold out. On the left hand side of the steering wheel, you have your signal and your windshield wiper. You have your lights. You have auto light right there. The lights will come on automatically, or you can manually turn them on. Here's your parking brake. Here's your parking lights. Here's your lights. You pull out and those little bottom dome lights come on. The little bottom fog lights come on. And in order to turn your hazards on, you press it and they will stay on. Or if you your high beams, if you pull it, they'll come on. And if you press it once, it locks in. There's a little blue indicator. Looking at the radio area, actually let's turn it on. Like most cars, you have your key fob, in the car, put your foot on the brake, press the button, turns on. That's what it looks like. That's what that looks like. Your touch screen is, you could touch audio, climate, phone, apps, setting. Let's do climate. So this is where you can control your climate. It has dual climate. You hit auto, the air just automatically comes on. You can have it on defrost with your feet, your face, feet, your AC. You know how it normally works. You have your dual temperature, and you can just turn it off. Then you go to audio. Everything works real fast. I'm barely touching things. It works. Turn the volume on. You know, the radio sounds good. They always do. Just push it in and off, turn that on, turn it off. You have a compass. Now, down here on your hard controls, this is your volume to the radio. These are your preset stations. You know, this is your seek. This is how you tune it. Here's your climate control. This is the driver's side. Like I said, this has dual climate. You know, to the left is cold, to the right is hot. You can either just push that, turn that on and off. These are your various selections of where you want your air or heat coming out. This is how you manually adjust the volume of the air up or down. Here's down, here's up, here's your auto. You can also do this on the touch screen. So let's see. Press the button, hit climate right here. You can turn it up, and then right here you can turn it down. And then you can just go ahead and turn it off. On your gear shifter, moving on your gear shifter, really like it, little handle, put on the brake, go in reverse, there's your backup camera, put it back in park. You have this little button right here. This is when you're towing something, that's your trailer hitch. You put the car in M, and that's when you can use this little plus or minus. As you see right there, you see the 1. There's your little 1. I hit plus, and that's how you shift. That's how you shift. Go ahead and put this back in park. Now, since I'm over here, let's look at the dash. On your steering wheel, you have these buttons. You have buttons on the left, buttons on the right. On the right side is the audio control, volume up and down, your phone, off, on, and hands-free. Over here on your left side, this is where you control all of your display mode, trip, fuel, towing, off-road settings. So you simply just arrow up and down. So as you can see, it's moving. Just arrow up and down, you hit your trip. Let's say you want to hit the trip. You go to where you want, you hit OK. Then it shows, you know, it has a running clock, it has the average miles per gallon, and it has how many miles you've went. Then I simply go back, come up here to display mode, I select display, and there's your RPMs. And you can just, you know, it's various settings you can go through, but that's how you do all this. Pretty cool, actually. Pretty cool. Now on this side, like I said, this is your radio. Turn the radio on. So now your radio is on. Over here, here's your volume, you know, down, you know, the basics. Okay, now let's move on to your center console. You have 2 huge cup holders right here. You have some storage, and you have a little bit of storage right here. This isn't that wide, but it goes pretty deep. On the back of the console, you have these 2 big cup holders. Most likely this is for your rear passengers, but I guess if you wanted to, you could use these as well. Opening up the console, you have area right here to store papers, and then this thing is just huge. You have 2 USB slots, and you have a 12-volt outlet. You also have another 12-volt outlet right here. You simply just pop the cap, and you have a glove compartment box. To add to your cup holders, you have a cup holder on the driver's side, and you have a cup holder over there on the passenger side. Right here on the side of your steering wheel, you have is telescoping. It goes up, down, in and out. So up, down, out, in, and then right here is the gas and brake pedal. It goes in and out. I'm bringing them in right now, and I'm pushing them out. Okay, before we move to the back seat, there's just a few more items in the front I would like to talk about. You have your sunroof, and it's just a 1 button. Press 1 button and it opens right on up. Opens all the way up. Press 1 button, it closes back. Then you have your tilt, one button tilt. Then right here you have, if you can see that, right here is called the vent button. So when you hit your vent, these back windows back here, they open up. So you can let air into the third, you can let air in for the third row passengers. Again, in the front, you have your visors with lights. As soon as you close it, light turns off. And as usual, they all open up, pop on out. Right here, you do have the home link. And before we leave and go into the back, right here, this is how you open and close the rear door. One button push. The rear door is opening up. One button push, and it closes. Pretty cool. This other button is to turn on and off your traction. So you press that button, and you see right here, it indicates your traction control is off. Traction control is back on. Right here on the door, you have your child safety locks, so you can lock the door so your kid can't unlock it from the inside. Now, let me get in so you can see the room. Now I'm 6'3", and this is where I was sitting in the driver's seat, and as you can see, I have room in the rear seat as well, sitting right behind me. Pretty roomy. Now in this particular one, we have a bench seat in the front, and you have a bench in the back. We'll talk about the back in a second. Moving into the rear, we have another 12-volt outlet, and you have the AC 110 volt. That's pretty cool. You can just plug it in. You can control the volume of the radio back here. You have the clock. If the car was on, you would see the clock right here. And then you have your temperature control. You can turn it high or low. You have rear heated seats, and you can have the air blowing out at your face or on your feet. Looking at how you access the third row, simply pull this handle. Oh, I'm sorry. Before you access that, you pull this. That rotates down. Lift up this handle. Seat folds. Pull the handle again. The entire seat lifts up, and you can go ahead and climb in the back. Now I'm sitting in the third row all the way to the back. Let me pull this seat down, and then you simply just grab it, pull it up. Now again, I'm in the third row, so I was in the driver's seat. I could sit in the second row. Now I'm in the third row. Again, I'm 6'3", and I could sit in all three rows. Pretty roomy. Now in order to get out of the back, you simply pull this handle. Seat folds down, pull the handle again, pull the handle again, and the seat simply folds up. Real easy for you to get on out. There's a handle right here for easier access. Climb on out. Oh, I forgot to mention, both rear doors have cup holders. Now that you have the seat leaning forward, this little cargo mode, this is what I think is pretty neat. You pull the cargo mode, and the seats lay down a little flatter. For the middle seat, you lift this handle, and it just moves forward, and it lays down flat as well. That's just how easy it is to put the seat down. Now to lift it up, simply just grab the back part, lift it back to the normal fold position, lift it up, lift the headrest up. The middle seat, simply just lift it up. And again, just grab the backrest. Very easy, very simple. So we're gonna move to the back, and I'm gonna show you how you lay these seats down, and then this entire area gets flat. Inside the Expedition, you saw how we can open and close the rear tailgate. You can do it right on your remote as well. Simply double tap, and it opens right on up. Now, right here, you have these 3 little buttons. You can hit each one individually, the top, you know, the right one or the left one, or you just press the middle, and they both go down by themselves. As you can see, this folds perfectly flat, and got my tape measure out. From the rear of the seat all the way to the back is 80 inches. So once again, pull this little handle, headrest pops down, hit the button, that folds, little cargo mode, lays perfectly flat. Now, to show you what 80 inches looks like, again, I'm 6'3". I sit over here, sitting up straight, don't hit my head at all. Matter of fact, I think 3 people, 2 definitely could lay back here. And the second row to the back is 49 inches. I'm going to hit the button, have the seats come up, and then we'll measure this room as well. The distance behind the third row to the end is 16 inches. The width all the way across is 50 inches. Moving to this little compartment here, let me show you what's under here. Before I do that, let me let the seats down again. This is a neat little feature. As the seats are folded and then you change your mind, you can hit the button again and they will stop in that position. Then simply hit the button and they come on back to the starting position, but we want them down. I just thought I would show you that. This little compartment, you simply lift it up. You don't have to take it out, but I am. Okay, you take this off. This just slides straight up. Slide straight up. And then right here, there's this little grommet. You lift that up, and I don't know if you can see it, but right there, there is a slot where your jack handle, this is the jack, and here's your jack handle. It slides right in that slot, and you crank it down, and this is where your spare tire is, and your spare tire would lower. Since we're back here, you have 2 hookups for your trailer, and then your traditional one is right there. There's one last thing on the rear tailgate. There's a button right here, and this is yet another way to close your tailgate. But I'm gonna show you a little safety feature. If you accidentally, or one of your kids accidentally push this button, let me show you what happens. Let's say I'm representing a little kid, and I accidentally push this button, and then it starts to close on me. This is what happened. Now that's a cool little safety feature. That didn't hurt at all. It put about, I don't know, a half a pound of pressure on me. That's pretty cool. So that's another way to close it. I don't know if you can open it back here, but who's gonna be back here and open the thing? I don't know. But that's another way to close it. One last thing on the tailgate. Again, I'm 6'3", and I'm able to stand under the tailgate without it hitting my head. Now, I said you can close it with this button. You can close it inside. You can also close it on with the remote. There you go. That's the review of a 2016 Ford Expedition, the limited model. As usual, I appreciate your time. And if you have any questions, feel free to hit me up. Be sure to answer. You guys have a good day.